Hello Scorpio, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of March 5th through 11th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything that you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments to this video, okay? This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask that you connect directly with each card and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing you, okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you, and look at that. That's the Art or Temperance card. Very nice card, very beautiful card. We're going to see what that could mean for us, okay, as we do our Dove and Serpent spread. We seem like we have some challenges surrounding us, but these challenges are being used, let's scooch that over. These challenges are being used to really have a really interesting kind of breakthrough. I feel like there's just this definite doorway that you're trying to kind of almost snake your way through. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can clear that up a little bit. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. And let's see, we're going to put that right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, so please stick around. And hopefully that will tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we are, looking for. Okay. So, I think with this Art or Temperance card, I think that your circumstances, something in your life has changed very suddenly. Okay. It feels to me like there was some major kind of event. We see see the 9 of Swords here, the 5 of Discs, and we see these court cards all centered around these 2 major arcana. These 2 major arcana cards here, let's just look at the overhead camera. These are very fiery, active cards, right? So it's like you are surrounded, you are this flame, and you're surrounded by the air and the earth, right? Air, earth, and then over here, air and earth. You're the fire. What we don't see really is any water here, okay? So I feel like this is not a week for you to be passive or yielding or adaptable. No, I think you need to be forceful. You need to be fiery. You need to be energetic and confident and assertive. But with the Art or Temperance card, this isn't just about brute force. This isn't just about kind of plowing through the obstacles. This is about strategy, okay? You've got to be very tactical here. Whatever situation you are in with this air and earth, which I think is some relationship that you're having either at work or in the home. It's some kind of a situation that's going on, within some set boundaries. Okay. So if these boundaries are workplace boundaries or home boundaries, it's something on the physical plane. Okay. But there is a relationship here that is, I almost feel like you're being attacked, kind of, right? We'll get to that with the 9 of Swords, because that could mean a few different things, depending on how this energy flows. Whatever situation you're in, you're being locked in by this earth and this air, okay? There needs to be strategy. There needs to be a real plan of action to get out of this and where you're going to go, what you're headed into, okay? I think that the way of doing this is to try to find the little bit of water element that we have. Now, in any of these cards, right, the only kind of water that we have, and actually, it may not look like it, but there is a lot of water here. Okay, let's look at the overhead again. We've got the Queen of Swords. That's the watery aspect of the air. Queen of Pentacles. That's the watery aspect of the earth. And we've got the Queen of Wands. That's the watery aspect of, yes, the fire. So we do have a lot of this water. So I think part of the solution here, because this card, Art or Temperance, blending fire and water, right, moving these opposites together, trying to balance the head and the heart. I think really the solution here is to try to connect with these people on a personal, on an emotional level. right? It's like, trying to really connect with them as human beings, right? Regardless of what's going on, I think we're all people. We all have the same similar desires, fears, the same kind of aspirations, right? We're all filled with the same spirit, more or less. So I think that a real plan of action, again, is not just brute forcing, not just plowing through the obstacles, but try to do it in a more subtle, more tactful, more artistic way, right? The art card. And this, again, is like connecting with them on a human level, right? Trying to find some kind of common ground. The common ground really is that water element, right? What are their hopes and fears? What are their aspirations, right? What things really give them a sense of meaning, right? And I don't know if this is one particular person or if this is several people. Because we do, like I said, we had the Queen of Swords, Pentacles, and Wands. We've also got the Princess of Discs down here, which I think is more about your energy. But we've got a lot of these, possibly an older feminine energy that we're talking about here. It could be really, it almost seems like someone who has many different roles in your life. Could be a family member that you work with, could be an older sibling. It could be a maternal figure, mom, grandma, maybe an aunt, older sister or something. But I feel an older feminine energy. But I feel like they shift between all of these different vibes, the air, the earth, the fire, right? And I feel like somehow you're kind of under the gun or you're under the microscope even, okay? Back to the Art or Temperance card. This, again, is the subtle, tactful, artistic way of dealing with this situation, not by just lashing out and using, harsh words or, using any kind of violent or aggressive energies, right? But being tactful and subtle and trying to connect with this person or this group of people on that human level, right? Find out what their aspirations are. How can you connect with them on that water level, okay? In the recent past, Nine of Swords, this is the real problem. This was the real issue that I think we're still dealing with. For some reason, it seems like there's a lot of bad blood between the two of you. I don't know what this is really about. I don't know if it was something over the finances or if it's just kind of like a sibling rivalry or if it's just some kind of malice just for the sake of malice, okay? But I feel like there has been a lot of like attacking going on. I think there's just a lot of animosity towards each other. Okay, I feel like right now it's kind of directed at you. You feel like you're kind of in the fire, so to speak, with this fire energy, and you're looking to get out of there. Okay, I think that's the best course of action. Really try to get out of the situation, again, not by brute force, but by tact and subtlety, by love and compassion, right? And it seems a little strange, but there is a reason for this art card here, and that's the tempering of this impulse to just go ballistic, just to go full fire energy, right? So whatever this is in the past, this is an issue in this relationship that has not been resolved yet. Okay, this is something that's still really causing pain, causing hurt, and I think it's using something as like a weapon. You know what I mean? Like some kind of a secret or some kind of a fact, right? That now they're using it against you in some way. Okay, it's almost like not slander really. I don't know what we would call this, but they're using kind of something that you've revealed to them, some kind of a secret or some kind of a truth or one of your vulnerabilities, right? They're using it against you. Okay, and I think that they are still very upset about something, and that's now why they're kind of acting in this way. So you feel like you're really in the fire. You feel like you're still kind of, you still have a target on you, okay? Because this hasn't resolved. I think that you are someone with this Five of Pentacles. you're someone who is not really too concerned about having to change your environment. You know, the Five of Pentacles is usually about, some kind of worry about money or something, I don't see that with you, though. I think that you're someone who can really make do with whatever you have. You're really someone who utilizes all of their resources, So I think if you had to literally pack your bags and move, that wouldn't really be a problem for you. It would be an inconvenience, but it's something that you're capable of, and you have the resources, you have the means to do it. I'm not saying you're a rich person, but you are able to take whatever you do have and use it, right? To make yourself, to bring yourself to a safe place, okay? And I want to emphasize that if there is anything unsafe going on, please do everything within your power to ensure everyone's safety. Okay, reach out to the authorities, reach out to the resources in your area to ensure that this all can be resolved in a safe manner for everyone, okay? So it's starting to seem like you're kind of in a bit of a hostile environment right now. And I don't know, again, if this is at work or if this is in your home, but I feel like it's within the boundaries of these kind of four walls, right? And I feel that you are someone who could easily just quit, go work somewhere else. You're someone that could easily just kind of move out, find another place to stay. Not a big deal. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to have to be pushed out from your environment, right? If this is a workplace thing, well, you have just as much right to be there. You are, very good at what you do. Five of Pentacles, you're moving stuff around. You're making moves, you're making progress, you're conducting business, right, in an efficient way, whatever the work is that you do. If this is in the home, well, you're pulling your weight. You're paying your bills, you're contributing, whatever it is. There's no reason why you should be pushed out. So there's some issue that's going on that is, it's not about the money, it's not about the contributions, it's not about the work being done. There's some kind of a personal issue that is taking place here. And that's why I think this is maybe an older sibling or an older family member or something. It could be, in the workplace, it could just be an older coworker or associate or colleague. But I feel like they go through these different phases of the air, the earth, and the fire. And it's really difficult now to tap into their water, okay? Because outwardly, they're, sometimes this air energy where they're just very critical. They are just very... it's very kind of forceful with their words, you know what I mean? They're very, they try to dominate the conversation. They try to make these kind of grand accusations, or they use their position to communicate some rather hurtful or untrue things about you, okay? So they kind of have this kind of vibe. And then they also sometimes have this earthy vibe where they maybe are just completely silent, but they're in some ways sabotaging you or sabotaging the work that you do, right? I feel like this particular one, the earth energy, the Queen of Pentacles, this is kind of the most subtle, the most cunning one, or the most cunning face of this person, if it's just one person. Because I feel like outwardly they're kind of nice and amicable, but they're doing something behind the scenes to kind of throw you off or to thwart your efforts or to sabotage you a little bit, right? Now, I'm not trying to be an alarmist and say that you're in some crazy situation where there's someone that's really out to get you. If this wasn't already going on, I don't think I would see this energy here. So I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, okay? But hopefully we can provide some clarity, and hopefully using your own intuition, you can see beyond the images and the energies that are here, and you can make a more informed decision about how to handle this. Especially with the Nine of Swords here in the recent past. This isn't something that I'm predicting is coming soon. This is something that you're already aware of. Something that you're already involved in. And like I said, hopefully we can just provide a little bit of insight into some of these energies for you. Okay. the good news is with this judgment, eon, rebirth, reawakening, baptism by fire, this is really showing you strategically using your fire and water kind of tempered energy, this artistic flow that you're developing, to really make a huge breakthrough. Like you're going to use this as a real opportunity to move up in life, right? However that is going to look in this situation. If this is a work thing, then somehow through this strategy, through tapping into this water energy, you're going to make that breakthrough, make that progress. The Eon card's a real doorway. So it's like there is this doorway appearing before you that's just, it's completely on fire, right? It's going to hurt, it's going to burn going through it. But on the other side of that is the rest of your life, is your future, is this kind of leveling up. So it's almost as if this opportunity is kind of a necessary challenge for you to kind of prove yourself spiritually, energetically. I don't think it's something that your employer has set up, like a little kind of battle royale or anything. But I think that this is an interesting predicament for you, in that by learning how to handle it, you're going to be making such tremendous progress and growth in your own life, in your own spirit, on your own path. As kind of is true for a lot of these readings, the specific details almost don't really matter, okay? I think what these specific details show us is the bigger picture, I think these small details are just representing the larger issue that's going on in your life, And I think, honestly, that is about the way that you connect with people. And maybe this kind of Nine of Swords conflict with people is something that's relatively common for you. Maybe you are someone that doesn't really get along with everyone. Okay, maybe. But I think it's through recognizing this and then trying to connect with people on that soul level, that intuitive level, that compassion, that water energy, right? We can get through those purely like opinionated kind of intellectual people. We can get through them and find that common ground, find that connection. We can get through these earthy people and find the water, find the connection, find the soul, find the humanity, find that common interest that we can connect with, Now we're going to move over to the path of the serpent, because we've got the Princess of Discs here. And I think this is really you, a tendency to go through life just seeing things for face value, right? Seeing that you have this attitude that whatever you see is what you get. So when you see someone like this, all you see is this really stuffy, intellectual, opinionated person. When you see this person, all you see is that earth energy. And then here, all we see is that aggressive, almost violent, really abrasive person. So it's the development of this skill, this tactic, this subtlety, this intuition in you that really can penetrate someone's outer shell, penetrate their persona, to really get a sense of who they are. And if this is a work situation, if this is a domestic situation, it doesn't matter, because you're learning how to see through someone's kind of outward facing persona to get to the watery center, to really find out who they are and to connect with them personally, emotionally, spiritually, on a human level. Find that common ground, right? So I think that this card is talking about how we just see things in this kind of practical way. We only are seeing the surface of things, the surface of people, right? The next card here is the Four of Wands in the position of your environment. This is some fiery energy. I think this is saying that the situation is going to wrap up with this conflict that you're in now. I think that it's going to be a cycle for you. I think you're going to have to go through situations like this more often, every once in a while or whatever. It's going to be on a cycle. It's going to be on this kind of wheel. But it's a spiral. I think the more that you go through this, the more you're learning about yourself, the more you're able to penetrate beneath the surface of things to get to the real watery center. Okay? But this isn't a one-time deal. This is something that you're going to have to repeat until you kind of learn the lesson here, So I think that's why we see the Four of Wands here, is that yes, this is going to resolve, and it's going to be fine in the end. But you're going to have to repeat it again eventually, and it's probably, this card is saying that, look, this is not your first merry-go-round, not your first time on the carousel. I think you've been in a situation like this before, and we've made a little bit of progress, perhaps. We have to keep making progress. We've got a 9 here, and the 9 is kind of about that progress. I think every time you go through a situation like this, you go through a conflict with someone, you kind of level up a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. It could be that this is maybe the final time. It could be that this is really the potential here to go completely next level with it. Really make that tremendous breakthrough that kind of, your spirit is kind of waiting for you to make. Okay. But I think this is the potential. If we learn how to penetrate the surface of people, of things, and really connect with people, it has the potential to really elevate your life in such a distinct way. And I think that's the potential. I don't know that it's really going to necessarily come to fruition this time around, but you're making progress. This is the visible progress. And I think, again, every time you go through this kind of scenario, you're making that much more progress. You're making gains, And I think that this card is in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns. I think you almost are worried that it's just going to be like a Groundhog's Day thing, where it's just like the same thing keeps happening. Right? And I think that's the first step in the path, is to realize that, hey, I've been here before. Okay? So what am I missing? And then the next time we go through it, we can try to look somewhere else, do things differently, have a little bit more subtlety, tact, craft, art about it, so that we can make this progress and we can make these breakthroughs, make these gains. Okay? The final card, I think, kind of your final boss here, is going to be this fire aspect of this person. I don't know what sign they are. I don't think it matters. I think they shift between the air, the earth, and the fire. I think is going to be the most challenging, because this fiery one is kind of, it feels to me like it's kind of the final boss, right? It's kind of the one that's going to give you the most trouble. It's going to be the one that's the most difficult for you to penetrate. Right, but I think this is like that final one, that if you can kind of get through this mask, make that watery connection with this person, that's going to be like the biggest kind of accomplishment for you, because it's maybe that personality that rubs you just really the wrong way. That's the one that you don't have any patience for. That's the one that really is like nails on a chalkboard to you, and you just can't stand it. But we're learning how to penetrate beyond that, beyond the surface of people and things. So your work is cut out for you, but I think you're making progress. I think this is really good. This feels really good, even though it is a challenge, And we said now with this mystery card, I'm thinking that this is going to be some major arcana. I think it's going to show, it's either going to be an empress. It could be a Hierophant, maybe showing that there is kind of a divine aspect to this, a heavenly aspect. Maybe the priestess, right? Maybe all of this is just kind of a message from spirit, right? Through the priestess energy, the priestess card. Showing us that, look, this is something that you're going to have to keep going through until you learn, until you like a Groundhog's Day kind of thing. But this is like spirit watching and waiting and kind of, trying to put things before you that are going to help your growth. Okay? Yeah, here's the priestess card. Yeah. So I knew that there was going to be some kind of a divine component here, a heavenly component. Again, showing that there's something more than meets the eye here. It's not just, yet another kind of tumultuous relationship. work, home, whatever. Just another disagreement with certain personality types, you know. I think there's a message here that you have to really discover. There's something that you have to learn. Otherwise, we're going to keep going through these cycles and keep kind of repeating this exact same scenario. Okay? So we've got to open ourselves up to that connection. And this, again, is also about making that connection to that kind of soft, watery center of other people and penetrating through just the shell, just the masks, the outer appearance of things, you know. Anyway, Scorpio, we're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, click on the link right up here and you could have access to all of the extended readings. I'm doing personal readings right now as well, though I think the window for that is going to close. I've just really been inundated with private reading requests and it's becoming difficult for me to get to all of them. So I think we're going to switch over to like maybe a couple times a year or something. We'll open up the window for those private readings and then it's going to close again, okay? Right now the window is open, so if you do want a private reading, send me an email, let me know. If anyone is offering you anything in the comments or on other websites or TikTok, Facebook, it's not me, okay? The only way to get in contact with me is to leave a comment here or to send an email to doveandserpenttarot@gmail.com. Otherwise, any other websites, it's not me, okay? Again, check out the extended. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. This was your weekly reading for March 5th through 11th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.